Hi, I'm Harvey from Graphic Nature, and you are watching ROCKFLESH.com.
So, welcome back to ROCKFLESH.com. We've got Harvey from Graphic Nature with us on the second day of Radar Festival. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Ready to rock?
Yeah, it's the last day of our headline tour, so as you can tell, my voice is a bit husky, but we had a really good sold-out show in Glasgow last night, so it's worth it.
Glasgow's always crazy.
Dude, it's never been good for us.
What?
So
how about last night?
The third time we've ever played Glasgow was last night, completely sold out, and it's the best show I've ever played. Like,
there we go.
In the longest time, like people were just going off straight away. So insane. Yeah.
And of course, I think we covered you with some review and photos and stuff from the Chester date. So yeah,
very different to that show. That show was a bit strange,
exactly. It's a backwater Chester. I live there.
Look, we've never played Chester, so what do I expect? But
exactly, but still, good stuff. So what can we expect this afternoon? Is it going to be? We've spoken with a few bands about trying to put together a set list basically for a festival compared to a headline tour.
Yeah.
Are you just running with an abridged kind of headline set, or very specifically curated for this?
We swindled the system, and we asked like last month if we can just do our headline set. So we're doing 45 minutes. It's exactly the same as it has been this whole tour.
Exactly the same.
Yeah. Excellent. So you're getting the full GN experience at Radar,
which is good. Which is it's always like a unique opportunity for you, isn't it? Yeah. To like sell the whole kind of experience, as it were.
As it's supposed to be. Yeah, because sometimes like you're kind of lumped in with like a 25-minute set, and then you've got to pick and choose like the best songs. But for us this time, it's like, oh wow, we can take a breather. Like the changeover time is so long that there's no, like, we were just like, oh, can we go on like 10 minutes earlier? And they were like, yeah, absolutely fine. There's so much time. So, and we don't cross over with anyone. So
no,
that's what I love about this festival.
It's the beauty of this
so
festival,
good.
isn't it? Mm-hmm. Isn't it? Totally. And I think we've been talking about the importance of these kind of festivals. So obviously, like Tech Fest, rest in peace, like Euroblast, Radar. Certainly for bands that fit a very kind of almost middle ground between genres or a variety of genres. How important are these kind of festivals for bands such as yourselves?
I mean, it's just cool to be included. It's one of the things. It's
nice to be invited.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, for a lot of bands and a lot of people that are in bands, to get on festivals even like this and like Trees and stuff, it's a big thing to be able to get to play these things. So.
Yeah.
Obviously we're super grateful that we get to do it, but it's so. I wish more people could do it. Like the whole band thing is such a. It's almost like a contest in a weird way. Like everyone's trying to get to the same thing.
Yep.
But only certain people will eventually get there. But that's the depressing thing about it. But less of the depressing stuff. It's just cool. Like when I was in there, we were watching one of the opening acts, and I was like, it's 1 o'clock. It can't be that busy, and it was front to back, like in the second stage. And I'm like, oh, maybe today's going to be like good.
It's the beauty
awesome.
Of that second stage.
Yeah.
So I think there's a bit of disparity between the main stage being like this massive kind of, joint best PA in the world kind of thing, massive stage, massive, open kind of space, and then almost like, I guess you call it like a multi-story car park almost vibe with the pillars. We call it the pillar stage.
Did you ever play Driver on PS1? It reminds me of the training mission in that.
It reminds me of like Tony Hawk's and stuff. But you do get a great atmosphere, and it's great. We saw yesterday with Throne. It's perfect for bands like kind of like yourselves.
I wish they were playing today.
So we were saying yesterday was so eclectic with lots of bands. Today we've got Heart of a Coward, we've got you guys, we've got Kundra, we've got a lot of heavy bands. Does that make it easier for you guys when you're playing a kind of day like today, where you feel there's lots of pieces of the jigsaw that fit similarly, or is it nice to play on an eclectic day?
I actually don't. I don't really think about it too much. Like when we did Reading and Leeds, it was like it was us and Knocked Loose, and that was it. Like there was no one else heavy on that festival. But I think if anything, it plays into your hand because people nowadays have such a big, broad like range of music they listen to. They'll be walking past a tent and hear heavy music. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm going this way." So I don't think it affects us, and I don't think it makes me nervous or anything. I think if anything, more heavy music is good. So regardless of the day,
wherever it can be.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
And, yeah,
awesome.
cool.
So, new album out what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago today.
2 weeks ago today. Yeah, perfect. A very personal album.
Very personal.
Yeah, I mean, the kind of the thinking behind it, the story behind it. I believe it's kind of like related to an incident that that you lived out, as it were.
That was cool.
Yeah,
Man. Just I got attacked on the train coming home from work. A train that I take every single day, and it's like I've lived in London all my life, and I've been in fights before and shit. But like, oh, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but
we fucking swear.
Okay, that's cool. I've been in fights before, and you know, you kind of think that that's just part of growing up. Like it's you know, the process of being a bigger man. Like as a child, as a teenager or whatever, you're always going to be the one that gets picked on because you're the tallest out of your friends.
Sure.
So for me, I was like, you know, I was 31, no, I was 30 at the time, and I think it just took me back because I was like, I've done nothing to this person. And like, I'm in my 30s, man, I don't fucking fight anymore, this is stupid. So the fact that it happened to me completely randomly, I was just a bit like, okay, whatever. And then I think it took me a couple of months to really notice the fact that I was now afraid to get on trains, and I was afraid to be anywhere by myself, because it was almost like I needed backup and I needed to be with someone because in case something like that happened. And yeah, that's when I fucking developed PTSD and shit, and it was just a bit like, I thought this was just for like army vets, but it's a thing, and it's like real. Yeah, I didn't expect it to affect me as much as it did. And that's when I, you know, spoke to my wife about it, and she was like, look, I think you need to talk to someone. And I went down the man path and was like, no, the best thing I can do is keep it in and put it into this album. And that's what I did. And I'm glad in a way that I did, because everything that I wanted to, you know, get out, and everything emotionally that I wanted to convey, I feel like I did on the record. So I'm really, really happy with the way that it turned out. But
and turning a negative experience into a positive kind of output.
Yeah, if anything, more of like a like a way that people, you know, if they've ever gone through it themselves, then they know that they've got something that they can listen to and be like, fuck, this is me. I've done this before. So, and
that's always been true with your guys' music with regards to the mental health. You always, every time I've seen you guys, you always spend some time mid-set talking about it, bringing it open, especially, you know, men's mental health issues. Really important aspect. And
one of those things, man, like not enough people talk about it, and you know, maybe it's because I'm ignorant to like other bands, but I don't see enough people speaking about it in general. And you know, it's all well and good doing a post on Mental Health Day, but no one fucking cares, man. Like, you have to just keep pushing it. And like, you know, I could be in the best mood today, but I'm still gonna say it, because there might be one dude in that fucking crowd that needs a little bit of an oomph to be like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna wait it out and I'm gonna see how it is in a couple of days, and kind of thing, because shit, it only takes a thought, and then that's it, you're done. Like, as morbid as that is, like, it does only take a thought.
It only takes one word from someone, or just are you okay? Are you know, just someone saying something can make all the difference as well.
Absolutely.
And perfect, makes sense. I think it was always like the first time I kind of saw you guys, I think it was supporting Cancer Bats.
Yes.
It's Cancer Bats Liverpool, where the
ceiling come through.
The ceiling fell in, and Cancer Bats couldn't play, couldn't finish off, and I was like, well, at least I got to see Graphic Nation for the first time, kind of thing.
That was so
it was like amazing. But immediately, like, saw you guys, thought kind of, you know, loads of lashings of Amure kind of vibes to you.
I've never listened to Amure. I probably should.
Yeah, you might want to. I mean, like, certainly with the guitar sounds, guitar tones. But obviously, like, kind of like our friends in Vexed and all that kind of thing. Obviously, you've toured with those guys. I think you played. Oh, have you not?
No, we were supposed to tour with them, and then COVID hit. That was it. And then we wanted them on our headline, but I think they had something booked already.
Right.
So it's one of those things, like, we're both really good friends, but like whenever we want to do something together, it always just kind of doesn't happen. But you know, it will happen one day, I'm sure, because that tour will be so funny.
Exactly. But I mean, like, you guys started up very, very brutal sound, some of it, you know, but obviously very catchy. There's that kind of like electro side of it, and I think that was the thing that I loved, was that it was really brutal, and then it was kind of like, now everyone like help each other.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's almost not completely like juxtaposed, but I think it was really powerful almost because of that.
It's almost funny, isn't it? I don't know why, but it's like you can go from being that heavy and then being like, all right, cool, now I've got your attention. This is what actually matters.
Exactly.
Let's fucking help each other out. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Right, let's do some quick fire questions.
Yes, cool.
So, if you could collaborate as a band with anyone, who would it be?
Coming from me personally, it would be Charlie Simpson from Fightstar.
Nice.
Because Busted got me into music, and Busted in Nickelback got me into music, but Charlie Simpson has always been one of my favourite vocalists, and him in Fightstar, he's got an incredible singing voice and an incredible scream. That would be a dream for me, for sure.
And if you could add one person to the band, would it be Charlie or would it be someone else? You don't have to get rid of anyone, by the way.
I'd probably add my wife, to be honest.
Nice.
Because we want we were talking about having someone on samples, just so we didn't have to like do it every show. We could have someone manually do it.
Sure.
And I was just like, I'll teach George how to do it, and yeah, that'd be it.
Perfect.
But I think we're cool with just the 5 of us.
Yeah, I think you do all right.
Yeah.
You know? No, you do good. You do good. If Graphic Nature was a drink, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, what drink would you be and why?
Blue Powerade.
Nice.
Yeah, because it hydrates, and that's what we need after a show of wearing windbreakers and coats. And it's just good. It's just tasty, and it kind of fits the colour scheme.
I do see it like with a windbreaker, because I often wear a windbreaker so at gigs and stuff. I'm just like boiling in the crowd, let alone up on stage. I'm like, well, the commitment.
It's awful.
The commitment.
Yeah.
It's like
it was a stylistic choice that we now can't go back on.
Yeah.
But you know, the boys are used to it. I at least get a coat that I can take off, like a denim jacket type thing.
Exactly.
I can take off a layer, but they can't. So
you can always like pour the bottle of water over.
yeah.
That kind of
that's
thing
a
happens a
necessity.
lot, doesn't it? Yeah, exactly. If we had Graphic Nature Festival, who would you have headlining it? Who would you have playing it? And what other stuff would you have randomly at it?
Graphic Nature Fest. So this is purely coming from me. I don't know if the rest of the boys would agree. I'd probably have Slipknot and Korn co-headline. They'd play 7 songs each. Slipknot first, then Korn, and then they'd swap back again.
Yeah.
So
I like that,
change it,
actually.
so everyone gets a bit of a break, because I know it gets hot.
Like a proper family values tour type thing. Yeah.
I would probably I'd have cabins instead of tents with utilities, so you can shower, because everyone needs a shower at a festival.
Yeah.
I would also have the best Wi-Fi that you could possibly get at a festival.
I love that you're thinking about the logistics.
Oh, dude, this is purely just
this
for
is
me.
good. This is brilliant.
Yeah,
You know?
there would be an entire gaming area, probably bigger than the actual festival itself, where we can just all go and play some games together, because I'd way prefer that than playing a sweaty show. But yeah, I
Deftones maybe.
Deftones could play. They'll be on first. No, I'm joking.
They just be like, on one of the little tents, starting off, Dogtooth stage equivalent to download, that kind of
from
thing.
the bottom, man.
It's not perfect. Okay, so you guys have got to the ripe old age of 105 years old.
Yeah.
So you're playing your last ever gig, your last ever tour. What's the final song you guys play as a band?
I wouldn't want to end it on a depressing note, so I'd probably say Locked In.
Nice.
Because it's just a fun song. It kind of stands out on the album now because it doesn't really, it sets the tone for the style of band, but it doesn't set the tone for the shit that's about to come. It's just a fun one. It's really fun live, and people love to stage dive to that, so that would be a good one. And then maybe I'll just drop dead on stage and die how I'd like to die.
That'd be the end of it.
Yeah. At least you get good press as well.
Exactly.
Guys on stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously this is the end of your kind of headline tour, as it were. New album out.
Yeah.
So what can we expect for you guys for the next 12 months?
So we've got the Heavy Music Awards is next month. We get to play that. Yeah. That's cool. We get to play Kentish Town Forum, which is crazy. We're up for 2 awards as well. So fingers crossed, that would be kind of cool.
It's not a competition, but it'd be nice to win.
Then we do our own headliner at Tunbridge Wells Forum as more of like not a hometown show, but a kind of near Kent show. We've got Burn It Down Festival, and then we have a tour at the end of the year, but I don't know if it's confirmed yet, so I can't say much, but we'll be out on tour again at least. We'll be out on tour, I just don't know when. And then next year, dude, I wish I knew. Like, the thing with this band is we find out very late. So,
and I guess the trajectory as well. Like you guys
we'll see.
Just
I think it's a case of taking everything you can, like regardless of how much you get paid. Like I haven't made a penny in music since I started doing it, but it's just being like, not a lot of bands are getting this opportunity. We have to take it, because you know, the second you turn down 2 or 3, they're going to be like, all right, cool, Graphic Nature are pretty useless, so we'll go on to the next band. It's just about constantly doing it, and you know, even if it logistically doesn't really work, you've just got to be like, how can we make it work for ourselves? And just do it. Like with Cancer Bats, we had 2 weeks notice to do a 3-week tour with Cancer Bats, and I'm not going to say no to touring with Cancer Bats.
Exactly.
And now they're the best.
So you guys writing new stuff already? Or?
No, let me have a break.
Sometimes people just keep on going out, just because obviously the second album came out quite quickly, quite short. But obviously you had that kind of, you know, the material, you had the fuel, the fire kind of thing. You're just thinking like kind of with like Korn and stuff. One of the things that really, I think it's fair to say, really pushed them home with people was that kind of very, very prolific album writing kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. So I just wondered if you were busy writing already, or just enjoying playing these songs to people.
Yeah, it's enjoying playing the new set, and I kind of like, I spend a lot of time watching people do like reviews of our album and stuff, because I like to see how people perceive it, because like some people know what it's about and some people don't, and they like to make up their own thing. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool.
And that's art.
Yeah, that is art. But
perfect.
Yeah,
well, of course, read our review of your live performances, and thanks very much for spending some time with us. It's been awesome.
Thank you very much, man. It was interesting to have fun questions, because sometimes you're asked some boring shit.
Exactly, and we don't ask the boring questions. We ask the important questions.
Of course.
Like, what drink would you be? So, thank you very much, Harvey from Graphic Nature. Awesome. Catch them where you can across the rest of the year, and catch the rest of the stuff, like, subscribe, and everything on rockflesh.com from Radar Festival and beyond. Cheers.